Welcome to Tactical Reviews for a look at a really nice little slip joint folder from Viper called the Twin. In this case I have one of the variants which has the green micarta inserts on the handle. What I don't have here are any of the packaging. This knife has come from ivory 2024 and what I have is just the fact that it comes with a leather slip case. The knife itself is not one that has pocket clips, so Viper include this small slip case with it. That's how that pops in there. So for that reason I can't show the packaging and any other bits, and what we'll do now is also bear in mind when we go into the close-ups, because this has been a show knife, there may be a few little marks and imperfections, so it's not 100% representative of how a brand new knife from Viper would come, so please bear that in mind. So with this slip joint folder, Viper have taken, the traditional slip joint type of knife and really injected a lot of modern elements to bring it right up to date and make a very attractive and useful knife. The Twin has an M390 blade, titanium handles, and a range of options for the insert. So there are some carbon and other versions. This is the green micarta. It's a polished back spring spacer. And this is something I'm actually a little bit mixed about. The Twin has a half stop. Now some slip joints, that half stop can be overly stiff, and I think introduces a potential problem while opening it and also with closing. But the half stop that Viper have used, the tension seems pretty reasonable, so it's not overly stiff to get to and to go through. So on that front, if you like or don't like a half stop, I think the Twin actually has got it just right for whether you are a fan or not a fan of the half stop. So I'm going to come in really close now and take in all the finer details. So we come nice and close here on the blade of the Twin, which is a drop point but also sort of a semi-harpoon style. There's the nail neck, and then as we move in to the integral bolster. Okay, a couple of marks from show use. Remember, brand new, you won't have things like that. Micarta handle. See that polished back spring spacer. Even polished on the inside. You can see M390. And a long flat grind. Okay, let's go out a little to see what the handling is like. So just come to this sort of zoom level to have a little look at general handling and size. So I take an XL size glove that sits comfortably in the hand. Now that was the slip case. Let's just pop that in. So it adds a little bit of bulk in your pocket but keeps most of the pocket fluff at bay. It's obviously two-handed opening. It's a good tension spring, so nice and firm. So obviously with a slip joint, cutting technique is very important. But with a reasonably firm spring on there, really should be a very easy knife to get on with. And despite being relatively compact, you still have a good size blade, comfortable to use. So let's move on to the detailed technical specifications. So here we're going to go through the detailed technical measurements for the Viper twin slip joint. This comes with a slip case, so I'm going to include that in the measurements as if a sheath, or just to give you a full set of readings. So 88.9 grams with the slip cover, and take the measurements of that. So in the slip case it's 12.4 centimeters long, 42.5 millimeters at the deepest point, and 14.8 millimeters thick. So the knife on its own, 77.7 grams. Folded length, 9.9 centimeters. So where we've got that peak, take the widest point, which is 31.8 millimeters. Overall length open, is 17.4 millimeters. Blade length to the end of the handle is 77 millimeters. So handle thickness 11.2 millimeters, and the widest part of the handle will be where that finger groove is, and that's 21.9 millimeters. With this being a slip joint, it's a UK specific measurement, we have a rolled cutting edge length. So there's a 3" or 76mm cutting edge limit. Now if you take this on blade length alone, it from the front of the handle is 77, so you can't take just the blade length. And an interesting specification is that cutting edge is frequently measured by rolling it to take into account the fact the edge is not from a straight line, but the curved length makes it slightly longer. So taking a rolled cutting edge measurement, that is 75mm rolled cutting edge. Balance point here. So balance point is 10.8 centimeters from the blade tip. Blade thickness is 2.9mm. I mentioned earlier this was a flat grind, but just for the purpose of visualization, there, flat grind. So with this shaping, I'm going to take the widest point and the fact that there is a step here where the grind, so it's not full flat quite. So grind length of 19.6mm at the point where the blade is 22.8mm deep. So, primary grind angle. And that gives us 6 degrees and 46 minutes. So 6 degrees, 46 minutes. So I'm going to measure. Just say again, this was a show knife, so with the measurements of the factory edge bevel, the angle should be accurate, but the sharpness may not be quite as it should be. So right hand edge bevel is 21 degrees and the left hand is 22 degrees. Point angle. And that is 56 degrees. thickness behind the edge. We have 0.53 millimeters. Appears that we have a little bit of rake, so it's an approximation always for this, and that would be 7 degrees rake. And then let's see how sharp the edge still is. Center sharpness 196 grams. Sharpness at the heel 159 grams. And sharpness at the tip 191 grams. Thank you for joining me, and remember, get informed, be prepared, stay sharp.